Hello, my friends. It's Nanny, and I'm here today to bring you up to date on my closet overhaul and reorganization, which is going to take quite a while. I'm just digging in. I'm also doing some makeup reviews of things that I bought when I was in that mode of trying to find things that will help my look as a mature woman. And I haven't even used them. I've become so satisfied with my normal, simple 5-minute makeup that I haven't gotten to these. But some of these are good. I've done some digging, some thrifting, and some ordering on Amazon of some things that have helped me to save space, storage items. I did show you one of my ring cases, and I have several of these. And I tell you, this is one of the best storage space savers. The top comes off and it's a clear heavy duty plastic, and you pick your ring and you put it back. I'm bringing you up to date on the progress. I think everyone, all of you, realize it's a big undertaking for anyone, especially for me. We converted a bedroom, a small bedroom here in the cottage, into a closet because there are no closets in this 90-year-old adobe. And so besides the normal hanging of clothes and storing of shoes and stacking of sweaters and jeans, I have a wall of bookcases that basically we put in right as soon as we moved into the cottage. And since I've sewn since I was 7 years old, as sewers, you ladies that are sewers realize this, we have a lot of sewing paraphernalia. I have just tins, coffee tins of buttons and all sorts of needles and things that go with the machine, tapes and trims and just about everything you can imagine. Plus, in that area that I've shown you, that's going to be the hardest thing to do. It won't be too hard to purge some clothes and organize the wardrobes and the shelves. I also have some shoe shelf storage in there that I'm going to use when I get rid of a lot of these things in this big wall of bookshelves. I call them bookshelves, but they're not storing books. Photographs and things left over from my mother and father and things left over from my teaching days, boxes of puppets and things. So Shannon, who is 14 now and going into her sophomore year in high school, has said that she is going to help me with that shelf wall. She's an organizer, set aside things, but she'll get the ribbons organized, she'll get the buttons organized, everything in its own little basket, hopefully. And you someday, I don't know when the reveal is going to happen. Same with my patio. I have so many things. There's no reveals on anything yet with me. But you will be surprised. And I am going to stick with this. But be patient. It's going to take a while. And one of my faithful viewers suggested this. She noticed, of course, that I have a lot of scarves. You all know I love scarves to do my head wraps and to put with outfits. And she suggested this wonderful item that is on a hanger, and it's a series of large holes that are roped so the scarves don't snag. And there's 28 of them, 4 across all the way down. And I've taken a video of how some of my scarves look in there. One of my YouTube friends, I'm gonna hang this up here, hopefully you can see it. And of course, you know I love my scarves. And she told me about this. She said it looked like a beehive and it was felt. Well, these are little ropes, colored ropes that are put around circles. And there's 28 of them. And look what they do. They store my scarves all the way down. And you would put the longer ones up at the top. 1, 2, 3, there's 4 across. And on it goes. Look at all these holes. And look at all the scarves that you can hold with this. You hang it in the closet and you can save all that space that I was using to just throw in my scarves. This way I can look at them and sort them, bring the hanger out. Wonderful idea. Thank you, sweetie, for that one. These I found at the thrift shop, and they're usually quite expensive. These are for my heavy coats and jackets, which are usually stored outside in the wardrobes in the shed. And I think I paid $3.99 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. The other one is a belt hanger, which is also very clever, and I've described that as I've showed you. Storing things. And this is a good thing for putting necklaces and keeping them untangled. One of the many things that I keep my necklaces on. And this little gizmo is for belts. And I really like this because it does keep the belts in order. I've tried other things. Now what it is a series of circles. They're felt lined and each one has a hook on it. And I guess there's probably about 10 on a hanger, and most belts will fit on there. I told you that I had lunch and a thrift haul with my 2 granddaughters, Shannon and Ryan. And we did have fun. Of course, I had to start at the jewelry counter. And look what I found. Isn't this beautiful? Can you see it? It's a cameo, a beautiful cameo. I can't believe that these rings aren't picked up. But what happened, I picked out 2 or 3 rings. I have 2 others that I'll show you. And also another cuff. Look at this beautiful cuff with a stone in the middle. The stone is a sort of an amber color. Beautiful. And the rings are $2.99 and the cuffs are $3.99 or sometimes $4.99. But I can't resist that jewelry counter on my way in. Actually, I did another forget, and I've done this twice now. When you go to the jewelry counter, there's a lovely man there who we've gotten to be friends. And someone has to open up the cage and show you what you want. Well, right in the beginning, the girls made a beeline for the jackets and shirts and things that they wanted to look at. And I went to the jewelry counter and I picked out this beautiful cameo ring and one other ring, which I will show you when I wear some of my ruby jewelry that Moosey gave me. And he will like that too, because it goes with a beautiful bracelet that he did give me. And picked out these cuffs. And we chatted away, and he's such a nice man, and I think he enjoys talking and visiting. And anyway, he said, I know Mary. And I said, yep, I'm the Mary. And he put it in a little plastic bag, and he said, now I have to take this up to the front, so don't forget to ask for it. You forgot it last time. I said, I know, but I did pick it up the next day, had to go rooting again and found it. They'd put everything back. So from there I went, you know, as you know, my thrifting rule along the perimeter, checked out the tchotchke. Dishes and the gewgaws, and wound up at the furniture, which is another story. But anyway, went through it all, hooked up with the girls, and they tried a few things on. The girls picked out some hoodies, and Ryan picked out a few things going off to college in the fall, and Shannon had a couple of cute summer tops. So they filled up the cart. I found another great hat, a beautiful tight woven straw. That's absolutely beautiful, and it's more of an Aussie type hat with a very large crown, and it's crimped, I guess that's the word, more toward a cowboy style, but yet it's a big wide brim. It's a beautiful hat. I'll show it to you in the next video. And we checked out, and they were all putting their things up, and if I have enough money for this, and I said, okay, my treat. So as it turned out, I had a 20% coupon waiting in my account, so we got a good deal. So we left. Was a good day thrifting, wasn't it, girls?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got some stuff for the fireplace and for my closet overhaul. And what's in here? Tell me.
You got a bunch of clothes. I got a skirt, a couple t-shirts,
I got
and
a
then
hoodie.
a new top.
You got a hoodie? And what about
And a pair
those?
of shoes.
I was just going to say those tennies are fabulous.
Yep.
And as soon as I got home, I realized I forgot to ask for the Mary bag again, which were the three favorite things that I had picked out. So in the morning, I had to go to Costco anyway and get some more yellow tubs, since we are going to be purging, and I still have things that I have to save. So I have some smaller yellow tubs. And I thought, I'm going as soon as Savers opens. So after I went to Costco, I waited outside until Savers opened, and I was one of the first ones in. And I said, did you save the Mary bag of jewelry? I said, oh no, we always put everything back at the end of the day. So when I glanced over at the jewelry counter, I saw my friend, and I went over and I said, guess what happened? He said, I can guess, Mary. So I said, oh, I don't see my things. And I looked, and I was particularly looking for my cameo ring. And I think it's so beautiful. And I couldn't find the bracelet. I guess I was getting a little upset that I couldn't see them right away. So he said, well, wait a minute, there's something down here on the second shelf. Sure enough, there was my cuff and my ring, and the other ring that actually it's two more rings that I picked out. And so this time I did go straight to the counter and left. So that's my funny story. Have you noticed my nails? Do you see? I'll show you my best. I think this is the best. Let me check. Didn't turn out quite as nicely, but what it is, and I saw it in a magazine I was reading last night. It's supposed to be a blue sky with the sun in the corner and the sunbursts coming out. Well, let me check and see. Is that my best? No, that's not my best. Trying to see which is the best one. Well, I had the wrong color blue to begin with. You know what? I don't have a best. They're all pretty grotty, and from far away, it doesn't look too bad. At least it's not my gardening nails. Anyway, okay. Curly hairdo. This is my scrunch do, and I think it's getting pretty good. After I wash my hair and I put my gel in, I scrunch. And a lot of you ladies have scrunched too. I'm not using the mousse that I showed you the last time, because I think my gel makes the curls tighter. And then when everything's dry, then I'll go out and feed the birds and the cats and water the garden. It's been so hot. As a matter of fact, I have my little bubbles under my eyes. I can feel them. It's dry. And so the curls are real tight from the gel. So at this point, I take mostly a comb, do a little back combing in the back, and spread it out, and there you go. That's my scrunch do. It's a good summer one, except that right now the hair is on the back of my head, so I'll probably wind up with ponytails tomorrow. Products that I have picked up over the last couple months and just haven't used, and one I can't find. One that was something I really wanted to look into. It was a Neutrogena concealer. I really do like the concealers, and I saw this on Tamara's Timeless Beauty. Love Tamara, and she's so great with products, skin products, and makeup. And she had one of the concealers that had good reviews. I'm gonna have to clean these. And a lot of people seem to like this Neutrogena concealer. So I did order that. I haven't had a chance to try it. I'm quite happy with my e.l.f. Camo concealer in light sand. Several people wanted to know the color of my concealer. And it's a light sand. And I do like it, especially under the eyes, to kind of brighten your eyes up a bit and to does cover up a lot of my sunspots on my cheeks. I was a sunbather on the Jersey Shore for many years. We didn't know what we know now about sunscreen, so I've been paying, fortunately, only the last couple of years. And being almost 84, I think I've been lucky that they didn't come out a lot earlier. In fact, I didn't start wearing makeup until about 2 years ago. Never did anything except mascara and a little bit of blush. No foundation, no primer, no nothing. I have real dry skin and I need my Nivea. But I do love the castor oil when I put the primer on, which is mostly to do a video, quite frankly. The birds don't like me in makeup, nor do my cats. The Garnier Skin Active BB Cream. And this is something I might investigate one of these days. Discipline myself, I should say, to begin this and do it in the morning and every night. And you have to keep it up. I know that it works. Everyone says it works. This was only $28 on Amazon, and I'm gonna do this. So, now, as you could see in my Maybelline, when I showed you the other day what I use on my eyes, I use two colors, a light color on the lower lid and just a slightly darker one up here. I'm so happy I finally discovered how to do the eyes. I was putting too much up here. I did not like the rosy colors, and I'm pretty pleased with this semi-natural look. But in here, and this is a Wet n Wild product that I bought a long time ago, never opened, but I do see some of the same light colors. So maybe instead of having to buy another Maybelline, this Wet n Wild one might work. And it's not expensive too. Mom and Dad are in the Bahamas in Exuma having the most wonderful time and sending back the most gorgeous photos. We were helping to feed the kids. I made my pasta. I showed you a picture. This time, Shannon reminded me that Brendan was hogging all the pasta and that she liked it too, and so did Ryan. So they got a big bowl to supplement their food. In fact, I just had to take them on a Del Taco run. The food is all gone, but Mom and Dad come home tonight. I'll zero in. You got a huge bowl this time, Brendan, and you have to share it with Shannon and Ryan, okay? So enjoy. Water is the color of my turquoise jewelry. Absolutely beautiful. So they've been holding fort with the 3 dogs. And as a matter of fact, by the end of the week, Mom and Dad had to have a FaceTime with one of the dogs who was suffering loneliness. One of the dogs, the beautiful golden retriever, Harley, has been moping around. And Harley adores Colleen, whereas Coda, the husky, his fave is Micah. And he was getting a little teary-eyed too. Kids were fine. But when I heard that Colleen and Micah were doing a FaceTime with Harley, so funny. Maybe I can send you a picture of Harley in his weepy moment. But he did respond to Colleen, to the face, and also Colleen's voice. So there you have it. Your doggies do miss you when you go away, and they exhibit their loneliness. One thing I do want to mention is this horrible Florida disaster. and the loss of lives, I hope those people are not lost. What day are we on? 4? I think it might be day 4. But there still is hope. There still is time for a miracle. I know that those search and rescue people and the dogs are working so hard. And I have to tell you a story that might give your heart some hope for those people, 159 people missing in that horrible collapse of the condo. Our oldest son, Billy, who was a captain in the Los Angeles Fire Department for 30 plus, almost 40, not 40 years, but almost. And one of the things that he did, because he retired last year, was his search and rescue missions. He did many things. He was a helicopter pilot, search and rescue off the coast, and he was a fire captain that handled the fire disasters in the wilds and all over the world. He's amazing. Loved everything he did. He was at 9/11. He was in Haiti. And this is my story. Billy and his dog Hunter was part of the task, I don't know whether it was 21 or 22, that left in a big giant plane right after the Haiti earthquake. And they all flew down there, and they began in terrible heat. At the time, his wonderful border collie Hunter, and I will put a picture of them on there, was his search and rescue dog. Hunter did die at 14 2 years ago with a beautiful tribute when he died. But Hunter was a hero dog. He had actually saved lives. And here's my story. On the 4th day, they were still hunting for people and children in the Haiti earthquake disaster. And at one point, when Billy and his fellow firefighters and 2 or 3 of the dogs were searching the rubble, Hunter, Billy's dog, alerted. And I think they stand and they take a position and they start barking. And that means that they have heard something or sniffed out something. Well, they found a hole and they dug, I don't know for how many hours, till they finally heard some tapping, and they sent the microphone down, and Billy said, if you hear this, tap 3 times, and they tapped, and this was 20 feet down, and they make a long story short, they rescued Billy and his co-firefighters, and the dog, Hunter, rescued 3 teenage girls who had been down there for 4 days, and they came out alive. So there still is hope. And this dog Hunter was just a beautiful dog. Billy and his wife Bonnie now live up in Idaho. I've talked about them. And they have another border collie, a black and white one. Hunter was red and white, beautiful dog. And he's just basically a companion dog, but they're smart dogs, wonderful dogs. So my heart goes out to those of you who are suffering, and I will keep you all in my prayers. I think we've covered everything. Thank you all for watching, and let me know what you'd like to hear. I know you all wanted to see the turban wrap next video, so hopefully when my dress arrives, I have some nice summer romantic sit around in the evening dresses that I'm going to show you, and one new one. And I think the turban might go with those. So I will do a demonstration next video, promise, of the turban wrap. I love you all. Thank you so much for enjoying our videos. Moosey might join us too. We have a doctor appointment on Tuesday, and hopefully we're gonna get good news. Moose is recovering beautifully. Not up to doing a cameo yet, but I'll try and get him. I won't wrap his head in a turban, that's for sure. Although he's such a nice guy, he'd probably let me do it. I love you all. God bless you. Bye-bye.